Hey, what's going on tonight? So you guys know me more as a world builder, but tonight we're going to talk about something else I like talking about. I like talking about other vintage toys, bootlegs, and stuff. And I've got a few friends coming on and help me talk about this tonight. So without further ado, here is my first guest. Hey, Rob, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going, everybody?
Hey, what's up? So
Not much.
yeah, so this is your store in St. Jacobs. So like, how long you been slinging the plastic crack here?
Oh, we've been there since 2016, but been doing this since I can remember. You know,
And you're down in St. Jacobs, Ontario, and you're open what days? Because I won't remember.
we're right now we're open Thursdays and Saturdays from 7 a.m. till 3, and then on Saturdays till 3:30 p.m. And then from May till September we'll be open on Tuesdays as well. So
Right on.
check us
And
out on Instagram, Facebook at 3D Vintage Toys, and all the info's there: phone number, email, address, all that stuff.
perfect. Yeah. And Rob will ship to you. He's working out. He'll work out a deal with you. We always have a good time when we're down there hanging out, talking toys. So I'm going to get on to the next guest here. Is a buddy of mine. We've known each other for a while now. I'm not sure. I don't remember how we met, but it's working out so far. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Here is VIVA scottdavis.
Hey man, how are you?
Good, man. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Thanks for having me. I think we met through Instagram. You wanted one of my Optimus Primes I found. So.
Oh, right. So here, this is your addiction on display.
My chaotic collection, as I call it.
No doubt. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like you got a pretty good spread of stuff here.
Yeah, I try and keep somewhat focused, but there's a mix of like most of the Motu vintage line in there. There's a ton of vintage Transformers, new stuff, Kenner Superpowers, Migos. Yeah, a lot. I'm trying to keep it contained, but it's hard. There's a lot of good stuff out there.
Yeah, well, you're definitely my source of Transformers to customize, anyways.
For sure.
For sure. All right, so the next guest we have on, he's on YouTube. He does G.I. Joe classified reviews, some toy hunts. He's fairly new to this big YouTube cog we've got going on here. So next up, we have Destro's Desk. So how's it going, man? Thanks for coming on tonight.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Sweet deal. So I've got a picture here. This is your collection. I think you've got a bit more off to the side, but this is the picture I picked anyway. It actually looks kind of like Scott's collection.
Billy bookcases.
Yeah.
We just redid the basement so that I could install these lights and the all these cabinets for everything that I had. Everything was boxed. I had about the last 5 years worth of stuff that I had picked up, and it was still all in the package. And then I've just been slowly opening everything up and getting it on those shelves. On the left there, those are some new shelves I just put in, and all those are my G.I. Joe classifieds that I'm very slowly opening.
Yeah, no doubt. I think we've all got, especially us new collectors, we've got that pile of stuff under our desk that we save for the old rainy day. But yeah, so everybody here. So we're talking about bootleg toys tonight. So what do you guys consider a bootleg toy?
Well,
like,
funny,
for example, would you consider, like, this is obviously a licensed line, but like these kind of things here, like heavily inspired by Ninja Turtles. So I would more call them, I wouldn't call them bootlegs. I would call them what, inspired ripoffs?
yeah, that's a good one. Ripoff is a great term for sure.
Yeah, inspired ripoff. So then you can make it sound a little classier, so it's not as bad as just straight ripping somebody off. And then yeah, so the line that I'm just going to queue up some slides here, but so arguably, I think the most knocked off line in the history of knockoffs is probably Transformers. Would you guys agree or disagree?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I'd say for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Like the dollars.
Yeah, Masters of the Universe probably being the second runner-up.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much Motu KOs, but they've elevated so much. They're almost out of that KO world, and they're they're almost as sought after or more sought after than the originals. So.
Oh, and then yeah, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Is that supposed to be a tape or is that?
That's Voltron. That's
yeah.
that's a knockoff Voltron called TimeBot. So the black line was actually a watch, and it came with a strap, so you could wear the black line as a watch. But then they would all combine. It came with a sword, shield, wings for the back.
What?
Strap
Really?
for the watch? Yeah, it was a killer little toy. I remember having it as a kid. But
That's
I picked
crazy.
up just this yellow one at Valley Village like 2 years ago, I think.
See now when I see and hear stuff like that, now that part of me wants to go and try and find all these things just so I can have the crappiest Voltron ever created.
Yep. He's small though, so he doesn't take much space. It's all right.
So I think the next one here, this one's quite an interesting knockoff. This comes courtesy of Robbie over at 3D Vintage, and yeah, I don't know. I heard a rumor that he got this from Scott, so I'm not sure what kind of smut Scott's trying to peddle around the toy world.
He tricked me, man.
He tricked you. He tricked you. So this is I don't know, what were we calling Mr. Scoopy Crotch or Shovel Dick or something like that.
Decepticock, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Phallicon.
The thing about these bootleg toys is, okay, you've got a bunch of guys in a factory and they're like, okay, we can't afford to put that much money into anything, but we're going to make this thing. So they've got this prototype and they're like looking at this and they're like, yeah, do it. Make 1,000 of these. Like, I'm not sure the thought process there, if there is one or if anybody even cares.
Like, I don't know. There were no production meetings. There had to have been no production meetings, or there were production meetings and they were hilarious and they were just
or everybody was drunk or something. Like, I'm not sure where
this is no accident, you know what I mean? It kind of reminds me of that Punisher figure, you know, the Punisher one where the gun.
Or the gun, but that's worse because that's an official release, so that made it through all the quality screening, and then came up. It was like, oh, right.
Stanley and Avier at the time were like, "Yep, we're good."
Yeah, like, nobody was like, "Hey, we got to talk about something over here."
Like, who approves that stuff? Like, even like Stan Lee is just like, "Yep, no, I'm having a coffee right now and writing another story." Well, yeah, it looks good. Like, not even looking at it. Like, I'm not sure how that would go, but
that one's actually not that bad looking.
No, it's not bad looking.
Future storyline, who knows, right? Maybe.
I think another line that gets knocked off quite frequently, and this one actually comes courtesy of Tim. So we were at a toy show together, and he gives me this thing for free. Could you imagine I got this for free? But it's just like insane, like obviously inspired by Kiss. But I'm not sure what they got. Like, he's got some different skin tones going on there. And yeah, I'm not sure what those fists are all about. But and he's
ready.
Well, it's that famous wrestler. Remember back in the 80s, Crash Lute? They're like, everybody knows him. He won the belt like 65 times. But no, like, just some of the stuff that they're coming up with for like these is just like, I don't even know how. It just blows my mind. So, and then this next one. So Rob showed me this and I fell in love with it right away. And you can maybe, when I pop the picture up, give me a little backstory on this thing. But this to me, like, this is like vacation time He-Man. Like, he's loving it. He's in like, I don't know. Yeah. So what's the story on this? Did you pick it up personally? Like, obviously you picked it up personally, but like, is there a story to this thing?
So I got this at a toy show and I saw it and I'm like, this is just so random and crazy. I got to have this thing. It was ridiculous. And the guy I got it from is a known toy dealer. I've known him for years. And he told me that it's from Mexico and they actually have Star Wars themed ones and a whole bunch of different ones. And it's pretty common, I guess, at the time. It looks like just recycled aluminum and just like really crappy molding and like just like they're fantastic. Like it makes no sense. There's a like little dragon there.
Yeah,
With
it looks like
it looks-
He-Man got ticked off at a bunch of starfish and impaled them or something like that.
yeah, exactly. Like the way he's holding his sword is very aggressive. He's like stab mode, right? You know,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not like it's not.
You can't even. Yeah,
Why
until you.
why do I see like nativity scene or something there? Like,
Oh
There's-
yes.
yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
Yep.
totally.
It could be.
Yeah,
Like,
you just
was
need
he
a little.
one of the three wise men? I don't know. Was he?
well,
Maybe
he is now.
He is now.
Oh,
That's
he,
it.
he was the fourth wise man. Someone should make a movie and it's called The Fourth Wise Man and it's He-Man.
Yeah.
But just the
Animated.
way he's holding his sword, you're right. It's just full stab mode, and it already looks like that dragon's wounded or something. So he's
For
just
sure.
gonna. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
He-Man's having a feast.
And he's hissing at him like he's not happy. And they even
So-
got like the little tiny jewel like things in the palm tree. It's probably
Yeah,
one of
no.
my prized possessions, man. I don't think I'm ever letting that thing go. That's pretty awesome. But I got to
Yeah.
track down some of the Star Wars ones. I mean,
Oh man, the famous Star Wars one. I should have got a picture of it. It's ridiculous. It's the guy and he's standing there and he's got a calculator in front of him. You guys seen that one? It's
No.
like a knockoff,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's
yes,
what was the name of the company? Boo-doo-doo. Oh, I can't figure it out.
I can picture it right now. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And they had like a star or something, and it was like just the snow trooper painted blue. It was just absolutely ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that was Polish. Bootleg.
Oh yeah, I can't remember what the name of it was. I didn't really like focus too much on Star Wars bootlegs for some of the pictures I got, but man, like some of those bootlegs are just wild. So this next one, I debated whether I should show it at all because there's some undertones to it. But like, yeah, obviously I don't mean offense by showing it, and you know, it is it's just a goofy, stupid thing.
Oh my gosh,
That's a beauty.
I've seen these before.
So this is like obviously a Ghostbusters ripoff, but like it's close. It's actually really close. It looks
Yeah.
like kind of Egon with his thing going on. It even comes with a little rubber ghost. Has anyone seen these in the wild? Like, is this a
No.
dollar store thing? Because I've never seen them.
in the wild. No,
Never seen one.
And when I was searching around too, I didn't see too many bootlegs of Ghostbusters. This was pretty much everything that kind of showed up. So I don't think unless you guys have seen it, I don't think Ghostbusters really gets knocked off too much.
no, but that's a nice knockoff because they went next level with the accessories. I like a knockoff that toy that has accessories that are also, you know, knockoff of what the original accessories would be. Like that even has a grabber on the end of it, not just like, you know, a stream.
Well,
So
and then
you
it's
can,
got yeah.
like it could hold the ghost, I guess, you know. It's like it's not
Yeah,
bad.
and it's
cool.
got that. It even comes with the little rubber ghost. So yeah, they really did. You're right. They went kind of next level with their
yeah.
with the knockoff on that one.
Those glasses.
So-
I'd
look
like to see
sweet
what
on
the
Egon.
other three look like. If the other three resemble the other three Ghostbusters, because that one obviously is Egon, right?
I searched around. I couldn't really find anything else. They had a Slimer that was painted blue, and that was about it. Like it was a pretty good Slimer knockoff, but that's like all they had. So I don't even know. It looks like Egon with Janine's glasses on.
Yeah,
Those pointy
perhaps, yeah.
from the cartoon.
It wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me if that was the only one they did. They're like, we'll do the Egon, we'll do the Slimer, and then that's it. We're not going to do the full run.
So
Yeah,
they
then
went
call
bankrupt.
it good.
Yep.
But yeah, before we get to the next one here, I kind of forgot about it. But we were talking bootleg Transformers. I want to show you guys this beast. So this was a knockoff Devastator,
Whoa.
Wow.
and I think I'm
Pretty
pretty sure all the parts are like close to leader class size. So a couple years ago, that thing was like $100 on eBay with free shipping. So that's like kind of an example of where a knockoff goes the other way, where it actually, in my opinion anyways, improves on what Hasbro's done. The only downside to a lot of those knockoffs is they got loose joints and you like just kind of lock them in a position.
Or
But
brittle
other-
plastic. Some of the plastics in those ones are
Yeah, they're pretty
bad.
like,
Snap.
yeah, well, I don't play with my toys. I kind of build these
Who does?
big setups and stuff so they can stay static. But
That's
yeah,
flying.
so the next one, this one is hilarious. I just saw it and I was like, what?
Yes.
So if you're in trouble, Darth Vader will show up on a police motorcycle. He probably he murdered the two guys from Chips and stole their motorcycle.
Yeah, exactly. Look at
So
this.
this is the Intergalactic Star Knight, and he obviously is a police officer. Clearly, you can tell by the uniform.
But hang on, he's got training wheels, so he's a rookie.
Oh, he does so.
He's got training
I didn't even
wheels.
notice the training wheels until you said something.
Darth Vader's look at he's got training wheels, man.
It's just, and you see this in bootlegs all the time where they take two of the most ridiculous things, smash them together,
Yeah.
and then release this and like the Star Knight. So a Star Knight, you would think he would be maybe like a guy in a spacesuit riding a horse like 3030 from what's the name of that? Brave Star. Yeah.
Or not even like it'd be like a She-Ra horse or something.
Yeah,
the
something
back of the
like that.
factory and slammed them on there.
Or maybe
and
it's
sent it
a
out.
Star Knight Rider. That would have been sick too.
Oh, Star, yeah. And always funny with Brave Star, the only thing that threw me off with that cartoon, everything made sense, strength of the bear, blah, blah, blah. But speed of the puma? Like, are they fast? I wasn't sure they were known for being a fast land animal. I don't know, maybe someone in the comments can correct me and let me know what the heck's going on.
They must have done the research, right?
Oh, yeah. 80s cartoons are so grounded in reality. It's just
For sure.
Unfathomable, I guess.
It's got to be science is everything when it comes to 80s cartoons, man.
Exactly. So this next one I found and like instantly had a like good little chuckle and this is like probably when I was looking up and researching bootleg toys, this image or this person popped up a lot in all sorts of bootlegs. This is like ridiculous.
Yes, I was gonna mention this one.
Yeah. So this is the Mighty Car by I can't read the logo. It looks like it's a toxic waste company or something. That's what that looks like.
Umbrella Corporation. Like,
but
yeah,
we have and it's yeah. So it's definitely battery operated, and it's ridiculous. It's like this like ambulance A-team van with police lights on it, and it's not even a car.
That thing's awesome.
No doubt, eh? You just got to look out for that one. But yeah,
3C batteries. It must be pretty big to hold if it's going to hold 3C batteries.
Does anything take C batteries anymore?
I'm not too sure.
I don't see them anymore. I don't know. But yeah, have you ever seen this one in person, Rob? Rob deals in a lot of buying, selling, and stuff. But yeah, have you ever seen?
I have seen this in person at a toy show one time, and I should have bought it because I've seen it online and I wanted it, and then it's one of those things you see and you're like, eh. But no, it's totally rad, man. It's everything in person too.
Oh,
look at his weapons, right? Like, come on, man.
Driver with axe and rifle. Like,
yeah,
you don't need a steering wheel.
Oh, that's hilarious! It actually said, I just noticed it said that on the box. Oh my god!
Sometimes that's the best part is the writing on the packaging. Like it's fantastic. Like the way they word things.
It almost like what was that? It's Transformers-y, but weren't mask boxes kind of this like sort of profile?
Yeah,
do they have these
with
lines.
Yeah,
it kind of reminds me of
like, a lot of them. Yeah.
I wish this guy was on the Mask TV show. I would have like watched it all the time.
If I had this as a kid, he would have been in with my mask, Rhino, and then this dude shows up and he helps out.
Matt Tracker, we can't possibly defeat him. We must call Mighty Car.
Here he comes.
Yeah. Well,
that's
you would
how
never.
Transformers should have looked. The human parts on Transformers should have looked like that. Like the human head pops out and then a couple arms.
That would be creepy, man. You know what creeps me out? Those dolls where they have like the plastic, just the face, and the rest is like cotton or something, or like this. Oh, gross! I can't stand them. They make my skin crawl when I see them. There's like they're like Teletubbies. They've got that round face, and then they've got this like fat. Oh, my great grandmother had like a whole box of them. She's like, "Here, you want to play with the toys?" No, I don't. But she had a ton of Migos, and I thought of it the other day when I was talking to Scott about him picking up that Spider-Man Migo off you. And I just like thinking back now, like she had Sasquatch from Big Jim and stuff. like that stuff probably could have been worth a lot of money. Like, but that's the toys you get to get when you're at great grandma's house, I guess. So this one, when I found this picture right away, I was like, whoa. So check this out. This is like a beauty here.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Whoa.
No, you know what? That's the sort of
Sesame
thing I'd
Street
see.
meets Simpsons.
That's the sort of thing
Totally.
I'd see outside of St. Jacobs. I got a couple of vendors to sell the
Yeah.
plushies out there. I'm gonna find one of those this summer. I can get
Oh,
it.
Yes.
dude, so gross.
Mine too, one for me.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, just like, I just don't understand how they would put this out and think somebody's gonna buy it. Like,
I hope it's a puppet. I really
think
hope it's a puppet.
I think the price tag says 75% off, so you're getting a deal on it if you want to go out and buy this thing.
For
So-
sure.
But just
It's a
right off
quarter.
the bat, like it looks like she got hit in the face with a truck. Like honestly,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, absolutely.
like she was getting up out of a sewer hole or something, and then a truck just came along and just beamed
Yeah.
her one.
Yeah, the hairline's not doing well.
No, it almost looks like one of those like those
chef
like
hat.
Russian hats or a chef hat. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking maybe she's guarding the what's that Buckingham Palace or something like that. I'm not sure what's going on with her.
Why are we assuming it's Marge Simpson from The Simpsons? It could be something else. Totally.
Marge
It could be just a
Sampson.
pure coincidence.
Yeah, just a pure coincidence. Oh, and then this one too. The image is a bit small, but this is the one I put on the thread. This one, like to me, is hilarious.
Oh,
So
this
here
is
we
great.
go. We got some outdoor heroes, and basically, obviously, it's Spider-Man, and he's one's dressed like he's wearing like it's like a farmer wearing like I don't know, like
He's got hip waders on. He's
what
got
are
a
they?
fishing pole.
Yeah, hip waders. Yeah,
But then,
And then the
where's
other one is-
archer's in like a jumpsuit and he's doing disco. Like, all right.
Figure
and
skating.
is that a shield or a target?
I
probably
hope
a
it's
target.
I'm pretty sure that's the
Yeah, that looks like
Penguins umbrella.
looks like there's an archery thing in there.
But
Oh, yeah. Oh.
It looks like
Yeah.
the animated series Penguins umbrella though. So I wouldn't
Oh,
be surprised
yeah.
they pulled that in.
Oh yeah, it does. So.
Shoots realistic arrows and bows and arrows. Look at that.
Oh, realistic. So you could take your cat out with it or something.
I'm pretty sure there was a Spider-Man with an outfit like that released. You know,
Was
the
there?
one with the
Probably.
like the pants and stuff. I'm pretty sure there was a Spider-Man with an outfit like that released.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
So I think that's where they might have gotten the idea from. But
Yeah, it's probably like Peter Parker one. They just left the jacket off, left the half shirt and the pants, and
Oh,
in the box.
you know what? I do remember. Wasn't there not a Toy Biz one where you could like flip the head around, but he was just wearing pants and his jacket and just kind of had the Spider-Man crap underneath?
yeah, and then he had like a little camera in his hand too.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah,
it was,
yeah,
it
yeah.
was
I
the
remember
same,
that.
It was the same size as this and everything, but it was like, yeah.
Is that a tackle
I just-
box up in the right corner?
yeah,
I think it is. Yeah.
Oh, I want to know what kind of bait or lures he's using. I want to know what's in there.
It won't be spiders.
No,
Is that
definitely.
isn't that a spider off the end of the fishing pole?
yeah.
Oh, it is
Black
so.
spider?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
See,
my god.
again with the accessories, out of the park with this one with the accessories.
Yeah, where do you get a fishing pole with a figure? That's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
Actually, it might be good for Marvel Legends setup or something. But what is that supposed to? It says Archer, and I can't even read the other one. It's too blurry. But
He's fisherman.
oh,
I think.
that tracks. That absolutely tracks.
Now, is that a tackle box or a first aid kit? Because it could get dangerous with those accessories. Might
Right
be
on.
Yeah, you never know. So how is it? Yeah, I don't know. It's just that set to me was a bit baffling. Oh, and here's another one of our favorite '80s superstars, and this one's interesting, boys.
Okay, now
that's
it,
a lab monkey.
is that
Tyrannosaurus T.
Like an
That's
artisanal thing?
T-Rex. Shout out to Lab Monkey.
Oh.
He's the one who made this. Yeah,
Who made it?
Lab Monkey 9. You gotta check him out on Instagram. He's a fantastic art designer and he's a toy designer. He does some really, really awesome stuff.
So does he sell these, or because it came up
well,
as a bootleg toy?
Yeah, so this one he made as like a large scale one, and there's only one of one. And Greg Mishka of Mishka clothing brand. He bought it, actually, the original, but then he had to make other small ones because the demand was so high. So
Oh wow,
yeah, it's an
it
amazing
is pretty
piece.
wild,
I remember
man.
if you go on his Instagram, I don't know, probably years and years back, but I mean, he did post a lot of progress pictures of how he made it, but he does a lot of cool stuff like this where he takes mashups and he takes a lot of licenses and stuff and makes some really cool stuff. You guys should check him out.
Yeah, this to me was like it's well built, but to me when I first saw it's a little unsettling to me. I don't know what it is. It's like the human head on the dinosaur body. I don't know. How does this image make you guys feel, even though it's not the greatest image?
The red eyes. I don't know. The red eyes.
According to my,
you know what though? This is what's inside the van. When he steps
Yes.
out of the van, this is it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's a whole herd of these. Like, what was that latest Jurassic Park movie where they just had to aim the laser at the people, and the velociraptors would like chase after them?
Except they have Mr. T heads, which is perfect.
The
I'd
heat
watch that
seeking
movie.
missiles on his back there.
Oh yeah, T-Rex was known for his heat-seeking missiles. That made many a herbivore come to their end, I suppose.
That was
But,
in Land Before Time, I think. That was that part in there.
Oh yeah. So the next one I'm just like kind of segueing into here. So if you guys aren't up to anything later on tonight, do you want to come over and play my new Poly Station?
That's big in like Utah.
Yeah, right.
And my question to you guys on this one is,
You should have 3 controllers.
At least
it's only got 2
minimum.
ports. But when you okay, my question to you guys on this one is, do you think when a company does this, they're setting out to deceive people, or
Easy,
like, because you can read though, like, and when I see this, I'm like, oh, that's clearly a thing. But do you like, what's your opinion on that? Like, what is their end game with a product like this?
These are designed to trick your grandparents.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted that Poly Station? That's what I got you. That's what
It's got 10 million games in one, it says. I didn't know there was 10 million. Down on that sticker on the bottom.
That is a deal.
10
million, because I think that's 10 million.
I don't know. I was kind of looking for 10 million and one, so I might have to pass on this one.
I didn't know there was that many games in the history of games.
Never.
No, I don't think there. Well, maybe there is by now. Like, it's been a long haul for the gaming industry, but yeah, I bet you it's all like Atari games and like stuff that like doesn't like really work that well.
And 500,000 copies of broken Pac-Man or something, just to round it up to the number.
Yeah, no doubt.
Needed.
So we got.
It's a fire hazard right there.
There's
I bet
Tim.
they got bootleg games on there.
Oh, absolutely,
for sure.
So we got Tim's in the chat today. So hey, man,
Tim,
what's going on?
What's going on, Tim?
What's up, Tim?
But going back to that last one, like that's an interesting thing because like there's bootleg toys, like, you know, companies trying to cash in on stuff, but then there's like artists out there doing really cool stuff like that. Like there's Black Major that does all the G.I. Joe figures, and Healy Made who does like the wrestler Star Wars figures. Like they're kind of bootleggy, but they're like niche toys.
For
and
sure.
They're really, really
Oh
cool.
yeah.
And there's so many people doing it. Toxic Fume Toys here in Ontario. So just a lot of different guys, a lot of different artists doing really neat things that I think would fall under that bootleg category, but it's like a whole different thing. It's really cool.
Well, and I think too that's like I mentioned with that Devastator that I bought. That's kind of an example of it being a decent bootleg.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get the Black Major. I love how he does like the bats and like
Soundwave,
like, Soundwave. Yeah, for
great.
sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, have you bought many Black Majors there, Destro?
No, I haven't any of those.
So are you when you're in your collection, are you more of like a 6-inch scale G.I. Joe guy, or do you dabble in the 3 3/4?
I've got a bin that I still have to go through of all my original Joes that I used to have. A lot of them need to be fixed, new O-rings, but I kind of fell in love with the classified series. Just I do enjoy the 6-inch figures with the extra detail, and with the weapons and everything. I mean, I know they've had a few of them that the head sculpts haven't turned out that great, but
Falcon.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, a buddy of mine, I was on a chat the other day and he said he got one of the, and I've heard of this a lot, like the firefly with the eyes that are all like gonky.
Yeah.
So
Mine's
Yeah,
okay.
for the most
I don't
part,
know.
though, I think I really like them. I know there's a lot of haters out there, but I love them, and I'm
Where did
obsessed
you-
with finding them.
Where did you get in on that line? Like I got in on like wave 1 and almost got right out with the poor QC issues on them.
I got the Cobra, the just I can't remember what number it is, but the Cobra Commander, like the standard one.
Yeah.
I started with that, and then I think I got I missed most of the first wave. Like I don't even have Duke, and Duke is one I'm looking for, and he's so hard to find.
Yeah.
You
get the Tiger Force one.
Yeah, I'd even love just to have the Tiger Force one, but I can't. And I could probably get them off eBay, but yeah, I've got like Flint, Lady J. They were kind of in the beginning, but if you go about halfway to now, I have like every single one. I was lucky to get Serpentor and Dr. Mindbender.
I've got Serpentor. I picked him up. I'm waiting on Mindbender. I got a pre-order in on him, but he was supposed to come out on March 8th, and at least in GameStop. But I haven't gotten a call yet, so I might be in that second wave that hits in June.
Yeah, I kind of bowed out of that. I don't know. We'll get to the line later, but I made a choice between two lines, and I was like, I don't know if I can get into classified, but yeah, I just went
except for the movie Baroness. You kept that one. You liked that one a lot.
No, I actually finally sold that at a toy show, dude. Finally,
it took me a year.
I still have to get rid of that one too.
Yeah, I bought it by mistake.
It's like the original first Marvel Legends Daredevil that I brought to every toy show for like the last 2 years. I'm never going to sell them. But
I'll buy it from you. I'll give you $5.
I don't know. I'm going to hold out for at least 6. So, anyways, we'll get back into our bootleg session here. This one to me was gross. I didn't like it, but I don't know. The character, I like one of the characters, but the other one just kind of reminds me of, I'm not sure if it's gonna here, get up here. There we go.
Yes.
So this is obviously a piece of poop with Garfield's head on it.
Piece of poop, aka ET.
Yeah. And just E.T. and still, well, he doesn't scare me. I'm an adult now, but as a kid, E.T. scared the living bejesus out of me, man. Like just his look, just. Ugh. But how do you like this one? Would you buy this one at the flea market, Rob?
100% all day.
He looks like he's huge too. That's got to be a can of Coke beside him or something.
Oh yeah, easy. And he's like he's holding up a shirt. Or
I want that to be a cookie jar.
Right?
Or a cake.
The back of the head and just stuff it full of Oreos.
Is he trying to rub his tummy and pat his head at the same time?
Oh,
I don't even know what to think of that. That thing's just frightening.
Yeah.
It is. You know what would be funny if this was like a cake pan? So if your kid had a birthday, you could make this for them.
Totally. Best birthday ever. Totally.
Mommy, what is it?
Yeah, there's therapy for life right there.
Yeah. You can eat its face.
That needs to be on your lawn for Halloween.
No, all year round. I would leave that on my lawn all year round, 24/7.
Neighborhood kids off it.
Just like those stupid flamingos.
Yeah.
So this one was hilarious too. So maybe have you seen this before, Rob?
No, what's this?
That's awesome.
So it's the Bastards of the Tooniverse. So I'm not sure.
Accessories. Oh shit.
That's crazy.
So he's got He-Man's power sword painted up like it's for a medic. It looks like there. And I'm not sure what's up with the ones. Obviously that's probably 90% like a He-Man mold there. But just what's up with the skinny arm? Does anyone have any theories on this one?
I'm not sure, man. I don't know what's going on with that.
It's weirdly familiar.
Maybe that's an actual Pee Wee Herman arm from the figure.
Oh yeah, probably.
Oh, totally. I think it might be.
But if you're building a bootleg figure, like, does it fall that short if you're just like putting whatever arm on it? It almost
that's
reminds me
totally
of.
his arm from
what's
the.
it say in the thing? Left hand. I can't read for no one ever. I can't.
So I
read.
think this is the Bastards of the Tooniverse. So I think this is clearly something somebody's made.
Yeah.
When I was doing because it says his name is Herman, so he's obviously Pee Wee Herman, and he's the lovable comedian.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the stuff and I think this is more leaning towards that, like the third party people or like the independents are going out there and making these like crazy bootleg toys, and it's like even the vintage ones, like people are just like it's odd to me how popular this is. Like especially when you get into some of those what are the Mexican bootleg He-Man ones or those
the Polish
muscle dudes with
huge.
they'll have like a tiger head on them or a dragon head or
Galaxy
something like that.
Warriors and
So
I got into those for like a short period and then very quickly jumped out because some of the ones are dirt cheap and other ones are wildly expensive.
Yeah.
Do you run into them?
So cool.
Do you run into them much out in the wild, guys?
Yeah.
It shows, a lot of people have either the KO wrestlers are usually pretty popular. I found the KO wrestlers, like Sun Gold wrestlers and Remco ones at Valley Village and stuff like that. But it's like some of those third-party Motu ones are huge, like the Galaxy Fighters, Galaxy Warriors, Warrior Beasts. And they go for mad money. I had Skullman V2 from.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was like Galaxy Warriors line. I keep getting them mixed up, but I picked him up at the beginning of the pandemic because one of those shops I go to, Bounty Hunter in Hamilton, they were trying to keep things going by selling online and doing door pickup. So I bought one because I wanted it, and it helped them out. Paying rent and stuff like that. So picked that up, but then started looking at it. It's like, no, this is too big of a hole to jump into. Like there's so many lines that are so cool and just couldn't commit.
Well, and it's funny too, because like I vividly remember, like, did you guys have Byway and stuff like that around you when you were a kid?
Bargain Heralds.
Bargain Heralds. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Target. Was it Target Heralds?
Bargain Heralds.
Yeah.
Oh, Bargain Heralds. Okay. No, I don't know them. I vividly remember all those like knockoff Masters of the Universe. Like, because I think at the time I got $5 a week for an allowance. I was just a little kid. So I knew with tax that I could buy 4 GoBots for 99 cents. So that was the mission every single week, right? Nice. But no, I remember places like Byway had like just scads of that stuff. And like, it's that old, like, if you knew then what you know now, like I would have went out and been clearing the pegs of scare glows when I was a kid. Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna put those away for the future. They're gonna be worth money. Yeah. But yeah, you just can't anticipate that kind of stuff, I suppose.
But it's funny you mentioned GoBots though, because like GoBots, they got knocked off pretty huge. Like I know there's a few GoBots that I only know by the knockoff version, like Waterwalk, the seaplane.
Oh, the seaplane, yeah.
I never knew there was a beige one that was like the actual one. The only one I knew was the white one because you got it at like Esso or something. And
is that where he came from?
I can't remember if it was Esso or another like store promotion. They had a bunch of like the knockoff ones. And yeah, it was like the only one I knew from being a kid was the white one with the blue stripes and the blue pontoons. That was my Waterwalk. Everybody else was like had the beige with the orange and red, and that was the thing.
See, that's fun.
I used to have wrestlers. I remember it's pretty much from Byway, the knockoff Hulk Hogan and Iron Sheik and people like that.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, some of them actually back in the 80s, they actually got away with like doing some pretty solid representations of them, and they were knockoffs. They were just changing colors slightly and stuff like that. Like I remember there was those knockoff thumb wrestlers.
Yeah.
And they were pretty much like maybe a couple less paint apps, but somebody broke into the factory and cranked a bunch out and stole them or something. I don't know. But getting back to our bootleg toys. So you remember those classic Japanese movies where the big lizards walking through the city and stuff like that? See, Big Fella. We all remember
I've
Big
wanted
Fella.
this. I've seen this. I want this one. I've seen this in books.
So apparently he winds up and he walks through buildings. So that's how they're throwing this one at us.
Is that what
Nice.
Godzilla means? Big fella?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
Does it?
It
Does
does
it?
now.
it does.
It
now.
probably does. We're like, oh, big fella. Well, what's that? And it's actually a proper translation. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But yeah, you never if you're visiting Tokyo, you've always got to look out for big fella. He can just come right up out of the ocean and do big fella stuff all over your whole city.
There's a lot of fire there.
Massive amount.
But now
Shrine
that
thing,
now that you mentioned that, do you think a lot of these crazy names for bootlegs are coming up from really bad Japanese translations?
it's a possibility. Total possibility. Yeah.
Like,
I also think there's a little bit of laziness. Just we got to stick a name on it somehow. We want to avoid getting sued, however possible. So, big fella. There's an A at the end of fella. There's an A at the end of Godzilla. We're good. Let's do it.
yeah, and that's a lot of it. Like a lot of those knockoff
No.
Transformers would be like Changeobots or Treos formers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and this next one here, it was just excuse me. When I saw it, I was just like, yeah, I gotta show the guys this one. So get up there, picture.
Amazing. Oh, Shrek. That's everything. Is that a beetle?
I think that is a power. Oh, it is a car. There's a
Lightning
car there
McQueen.
too.
It's a knockoff Lightning McQueen.
Yeah.
Oh, it is so.
Shrek. And oh man, that's amazing set.
It is me. That's awesome.
So I don't
Okay,
like.
what did
I've
you say there? What's the name of it?
Sense of Right Alliance.
Like Mr. Incredible's in the background hanging out. Dale, Batman.
Sense
full
of
ninjas.
Right Alliance. That's got to be in the Marvel universe. They got to do a movie, man.
So yeah, when when
That's
your
wave 5.
universe is being invaded, you don't call the Avengers, you don't call the X-Men, you call the Sense of Right Alliance.
Oh,
Because obviously they can arrive there on time. They have an excellent sports car, and they have Shrek. He can sing songs on the way.
yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Would you guys would you guys buy this set if you saw it at a flea market
Yeah, yeah,
$4,
Absolutely.
yeah.
yeah.
for $4? And that's another thing. So something like this, what kind of dollar value and what kind of mood do you think you've got to be in to like pick something like this up?
If I saw $40 on that, I wouldn't. I think it was okay. $50 maybe at the most. I don't know.
$50. Your threshold's a lot higher than mine. I was thinking,
Well, you got to think there's a lot of figures in there, right?
yeah, but what do you think they're like?
Well, I
don't know, but that's Shrek alone?
The BPA through
True.
the screen, like
Okay, the packaging, just the name alone, I'd pay $10 for. Just that name is fantastic.
Yeah, and
The
see, that's
artwork.
what I was gonna say. To me, that is worth more just for the actual the look of it, like the appearance. I would never open it. Like
No,
No.
but the conversations you could have with something like that.
oh, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
that Shrek alone, if I saw that Shrek loose, I'd pay $15 for that all day.
I'm wondering if they chose that dark of green to go Ninja Turtle green
Oh, probably.
Oh.
Totally.
on Shrek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they totally did that.
See, that's the sort of thing you buy, and then you source out some acrylic for it, and you case it up.
Yeah.
That thing's just going to go up in value.
No
Easy.
doubt. So we've got another guy. He's familiar. I've seen him in my comments before on my other videos. So yeah, hey, how's it going there? Great cloudy day, and yeah, whoa, big fella. Definitely, if he's heading towards your city, you want to try and slow him down a bit.
Yeah.
But so yeah, getting back to and that was a good.
car. Mighty
Yeah,
car.
that was a.
Mighty car.
I liked your point that you brought up earlier there, Robbie, about I agree 100% that these things are meant to fool grandparents and stuff like that. or even parents to some degree.
Game child.
But how many people when they were a kid? So you could have a Sega Genesis, a Turbo Graphics, but your mom always called it a Nintendo.
Always.
Yeah,
It was everything was a Nintendo. Yeah. Even your iPod Nano was a Nintendo. Everything.
yeah. Or game system was thrown out by my mom, but it was always a Nintendo. Like I think I got a Nintendo later, but like I was a Sega guy, so I always had Sega, but it was always a Nintendo.
Can we go back to the size of the screen on that? Like, how do you play anything? That screen was like 1 inch by 1 inch. I'm not.
Oh yeah, just here. I'll get her back up here.
That is a brutal screen.
So do you think? So clearly, this is something that the games are built into. I feel. Or no,
Yeah.
there's a cartridge slot.
There is on the back. Totally.
And this case doesn't line up with a classic Game Boy. And there's a music button there too. I should have looked into the functionality of this thing.
I wonder if there are Game Child games for this.
Where you find out it's actually a tape player.
Probably.
Yeah.
Someone's written platinum blonde on it or something.
It plays Betamax tapes. We don't know the scale of this thing, so it could be the size of a table. Who knows?
Hit clips.
Betamax.
Nice.
Oh yeah. You got that Betamax off me, didn't you?
I sure did. It's been taking up space on my desk ever since.
Yeah, I think I got them off Tim, and then you got them. I don't know. They've just been sitting around. It's like I will never do anything with these. Like the artwork is cool. They're a little dinged up and stuff, but
I need to get some styrofoam to press them out and use them on
I got something here that probably totally fooled a grandparent, and probably disappointed at Christmas or their birthday.
It's all you, man. You're full screen.
Check out this. It's even got the heart on the butt.
Oh wow!
Where did that just come through the store, or where'd you find it?
No, I found it at a show, man, and I had to buy it. Right, like it's killer. Like the shape is pretty bang on. I mean, except for the wonky head, but I mean, this is like either I don't care very much about you, bear, or I care too much about you, bear.
It's a swear bear.
Somebody was disappointed or really happy. I don't know. It's crazy though.
I think someone's grandma made that.
Totally right. Like I mean, either your grandma like really loved them to make it, or she just really didn't care. But either way,
the red eyes are awesome.
Man. I love stuff like this. And then there's like in the 80s, there was a lot of handmade stuff, right? You know, like those dolls and like these Care Bears and their patterns to make stuff. So that stuff is cool. I always love finding stuff like that out in the wild, like totally like handmade random stuff.
Yeah, and you do see a lot of that, like I don't know, what do they call it? Would you say that was like a folk art kind of piece?
Yeah,
or
totally.
What?
Yeah, folk art.
Yeah, some of that stuff, like I don't know how they gauge the prices of it, but some of that stuff can bring like huge money.
Like this would be considered folk art, I guess, right? You know,
that's high art.
You know,
I would pay $17 for that.
Really? I think I paid more than that. But like, if you can get like a detail on his head, like a close, kind of like his face is kind of wonky and his hair is like I don't know, but
I'll full screen. Yeah, put that puppy up. Put that guy's face right up there. I want to see this. Yeah, well, it's a little blurry, but
yeah, but like his face didn't translate very well. He looks kind of like a knockoff Kerry Von Erich or something. It's not very good.
Oh yeah, they're not. I don't think there's any serious like molding going on there. I think they're just quick smashing them out.
Yeah,
if they're even doing that, I don't know how they would do that.
No articulation or anything, but you know what? It would be kind of nice if I could separate this from the thing. I could make a really nice chain out of that. Can you imagine that being like
pulling it out? That'd be beautiful.
I could wear that to toy shows and stuff. It'd be like,
just do the whole thing.
Don't take
the whole thing. The whole thing.
Was that Flavor Flav?
Yeah, totally.
Have the big claw.
Your booth.
Yeah, just have a big aluminum He-Man paradise.
And at least it's aluminum. It's pretty light. I mean, you know.
Yeah, it is pretty light.
Out,
but I gotta find more of these though, man. I gotta track them down.
How many soda cans gave their life for that, you think?
Oh, dude,
there's enough tourists down there. Those beer
it's probably
cans
a
are
whole
going
day
over.
of collecting. I'd
Yeah,
say.
probably if it's Mexico, yeah, it might be all the tourists and there's beer throwing beer cans everywhere. Who knows?
Or maybe that's what we collected all the pop tabs when we were kids for.
There you go. Yeah. No one got a wheelchair.
They weren't making wheelchairs, man. They were making those.
Those
He-Man.
liars, they were sending them over to other
Yeah.
countries to
And
make
making bootleg He-Man paradise.
tropical
Nativity
He-Man.
If I knew
Yeah.
that's what they were doing, I'd have been like doubling down on my collections of pop tabs. That's way more.
So it's like,
important.
yeah, it's like the nativity scene He-Man. Then we just got to do like the
It's gotta be
manger and
Skeletor.
castle of Grayskull play set. You know.
Oh, there
So
you go. So is that just something like when you get stuff like that, Robbie? Is that on display in your home?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
cool, man. No, I just
I
wondered
love
if you do you, man. Like
I love oddity stuff, man. I like weird oddity stuff. Like this will be my personal collection, you know. I just like random weird stuff, right? Because I've had it all, man. I've had so many toys over the years and everything. So now I got to the point where it's something I haven't seen before and it's like unique. It's like that's what I like to collect, you know, these days, because after a while you get bored of the same toys all the time, right? So like I picked this up at a toy show too. Like it's freaking crazy, man.
Oh, that thing is cool, man. What is that?
Like it's from the 90s. They were called like Dynamites or something, but there's definitely a lot of influence from like, you know, Boglins or, you know, My Pet Monsters or something.
Yeah,
it's just totally random, but like cool shit you just don't see every day.
Even that Street Shark, very similar, like
Oh yeah.
sculpting there.
And the quality of it's fantastic. It's just cool. It's like how they, you know, I don't know. I like that stuff. But the extreme dinosaurs too. They were like, you know, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually like those a lot. I've got that T-Rex that I showed earlier, and then I've got the Triceratops. And they were just thrift store finds. Like it's a little different. I think these vintage toys are more on the thrift store's radars.
Yeah.
But like their pricing is right out to lunch. I'm sure somebody at Value Village, like a manager, oh, it's a G.I. Joe, goes on eBay, sees a buy it now price, and that's okay, that's what's going out for. Like you never see a deal on like anything like that at thrift anymore.
It's hit or miss.
No.
Like I know a friend of mine shot me a photo from his local one the other day. It was a whole wall of Marvel Legends figures, 2 in a bag for $8.
Whoa.
And there were some like $50 figures in there.
Oh,
some really
dude.
good ones. He scooped up all the ones that he wanted, grabbed up a couple extra that he, knew were going to be, things he could flip around. But it's hit or miss. Like you get the one guy in there that thinks he knows how to price stuff, and then you get the average person in there and back in the production line who just hammers it out. And
yeah.
Like I've gotten, pretty lucky a few times, but I do see like one of the Value Villages near me had a whole slew of early 2000s Ultraman figures, and they were in a case in the showcase at $5 each for over a month, and they just sat there. Nobody wanted to touch them. They're like they weren't posable. They were just static sort of PVC 4 or 5 inch figures. Nobody touched them. So I think eventually they ended up hitting the baggy wall, and somebody just scooped them up.
No doubt. But it depends. Like Destro, you're I don't know much about your collection, but are you a thrift hunter or are you just buying new stuff?
I was before trying to go vintage and trying to hit Value Village, but in Guelph, the Value Village, I have had no luck at whatsoever. I agree with. I think they have that person that they hire that has some experience in this stuff, and that's right. They're pricing stuff and putting it in those little display cases like they know what they're doing. But as far as anything to find something lucky in a bag, I have had the worst luck, so I kind of stopped that. Yeah,
I like finding the odd thing. Like I don't know, a couple months ago, I caught Value Village slipping, and I found a vintage Marshmallow Man in a bag for like $3.99. And I was like, oh, cool. So yeah, I've got like a little Ghostbusters collection that I don't go too hard on, but I think
right behind me, I got this 12-inch magnetic hands fully complete Mego Batman, mint condition, Value Village bag for $3.99.
What else you got? That's your Mego shelf there, or is that
Mego, that's Mego and Superman and Superpowers shelf.
Oh, okay, cool.
That Mego was a bag find and $4, and it's
really?
It's easy, probably like $100 figure.
That's amazing.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's that thing. Sometimes you get lucky and they're putting stuff out and they don't know, and they think it's a doll. They don't really think about it. Yeah. It's like I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who picked up a super rare Turtles figure because all the other pickers were busy looking at like the Power of the Force, Phantom Menace figures, and didn't know what they were missing because they don't know. But there's like bags and bags and bags of like crappy Star Wars figures sitting there, and a rare turtle will get missed, or a rare Motu figure or something, because they don't know what they're looking for.
Well, and I find that too, like, I think it's calming down a little bit now. It's not as becoming as lucrative as it was to kind of find toys and like resell them and stuff. But it's those, and we know like a few people around our area that we've dealt with that are the ones that just, if it's Spider-Man or Star Wars, it goes in their cart and they're leaving thrift with like a heaping, and they've got 3,500 listings on Kijiji, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that stuff's kind of calming down now, but it remains to be seen. But yeah, so it was. We've got through our vintage toys, and you can find them.
Well, hang on.
What do you got for it?
I got nothing but the thumbnail you had. We're not going to talk about Robert Kopp 2.
Oh,
how are we not going to cover Robert Kopp 2 here?
I should have got a picture of him, and that is probably my favorite bootleg I've heard of.
Yeah,
it's so.
I've never seen one like in box. I've seen them going for sale on like Facebook sales and stuff, and they're incredible just for what they are. Like it's a straight up RoboCop figure, but just Robert Kopp 2.
If I ever saw one of those, I'd definitely pick that up. RoboCop's one of my favorite movies. I would definitely pick one of those up
for sure. Easy. It's so cool. Yeah.
So what's that going for ballpark? You think of what, like a package you want to, is it over $100 or is this like something people really want?
It's over 100. I
really?
I haven't checked the latest comps on it, but definitely over $100 because it's the box. Like you just have a RoboCop figure that maybe was a Robert Kopp 2. If it's out of the box, you're not going to know, but you have it in the box. That's the whole package.
Oh, yeah. I've seen them. There's been a couple of YouTubers that have done like features on the Robert Kopp figure and like stuff like that. But it's like kind of stuff like that. It's just such a blatant ripoff that how can you not love it, right?
Yeah.
It's just, it is what it is. So we've gone over a bunch of vintage toys, and Scott caught that. We got to talk about Robert Kopp, your favorite law enforcement. I did see one of them actually. It said the furniture of law enforcement. Have you seen that package? It says Robert Kopp 2. I should have got a picture for the show, but I slipped on that one. But yeah, it's Robert Kopp 2, the furniture of law enforcement. So
it just gets better.
He's a robot. So if the cops are out on the beat and they want to take a break, he just turns into a chair and they can just chill. He's the furniture of law enforcement.
Transformer too.
But so that ends our bootleg toy segment. So I want to wrap this up by if you got one, cool, but if not, that's fine too. So what have you guys picked up lately, or what is a favorite toy in your collection right now?
Well, since my desk is covered in stuff, I can lead off with a recent pickup, which is the 2017 MCU Marvel Legends Daredevil, which is a bit of a grail figure of mine because I was totally not in the Marvel Legends game when this figure came out, and I think it was a pretty short run when they did this wave. This was part of the Man Thing Build-A-Wave line, and I never saw it in stores, and then I've never come across one at a toy show. But I'm huge Daredevil fan, huge MCU fan. I think the Daredevil one was one of the best that they've done. And so I had the Marvel Select version, but the Marvel Select figures have unfortunate articulation, especially in the hip area. So I wanted to grab this one because the articulation's a lot better. But so I was happy to find one from a local marketplace seller this week. So happy to have that guy in my collection. Big time.
Nice
So
Solid figure.
and yeah, kind of like I won't ask you how much you paid for it, but do you think it was worth the price? I think you probably paid a bit over retail. I'm assuming.
Yeah, a bit over retail, and I already find things like Marvel Legends and some, especially Marvel Legends now with the limited or accessories and Build-A-Figure pieces that they've been moving towards with the even higher price points. But to have this figure, I'm pretty pleased with what I paid for it, even though it was, well over retail, knowing that it's like a figure from 2017. So it's 5 years old. It's, been out of retail market for quite a while. It was going to be up like most Marvel Legends that aren't Eternals figures are pretty much above retail in most cases. So, yeah, I was fine with it. It's a great figure, and I'm happy to have it, but also looking forward to any of the figures that come out for the new series that they've got coming out. Daredevil.
Oh yeah,
Born Again. It's
Yep.
going to be on Disney Plus. So this will just add to that line.
So with any luck, they'll go up for pre-order next week and then arrive the week after.
The sooner the better. I'm itching for those
Oh.
Flash Keaton figures already. So
Yeah, no doubt.
they can't come out soon enough. But yeah,
Right on.
that's mine.
Cool. So who's up next? Who wants to go next? You got one, Destro?
Yeah, I got some options, but the one thing that I'm super happy with, what I picked, I was in London last week and I went to Heroes. And
Great story. Yeah.
And they had the G.I. Joe Transformers Striker crossover.
Cool.
And I was a little unsure at the moment of how it was going to look, but man, when I took it out of the box, this thing is incredible.
Oh wow, that really looks like the Striker, except it's got a little yellow back. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just that's the plate. It's Bumblebee. That's like his plate for the front. But
that's really cool. That looks great. I actually like that better than the vintage Striker personally.
Well, and the Striker was one of my favorite G.I. Joe vehicles that I no longer have. But this thing is like amazing, and I haven't opened up. It comes with Stalker.
Nice.
But
really?
But the figure
is it like an O-ring style?
Yeah, it looks like identical to an 80s figure. So I kind of don't even want to open it.
Yeah, no doubt.
The
only thing,
it's got the file card on the back. So
cool. Oh, that's a lot bigger file card too than the originals, eh?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I absolutely love this thing. Like it transforms really well. The Bumblebee, when he's transformed into the bot mode, he looks great, and it's a solid. There's some metal on it. There's some on the arms. So yeah, they've put some metal pieces into it too, like the vintage style. So that's what I'm happy with. I just picked that up last week and couldn't be happier with that one.
Cool.
Are you thinking about the Megatron Hiss? You gonna grab that one?
After seeing this one and how good it is, I think I have seen that one at GameStop. I haven't picked it up, but if I see it again, I probably will because it's really good quality.
Right on. So we've got a bit of a celebrity here in the chat. Do you guys know this guy, the Junk Man?
I follow.
He does a lot.
Junk Man.
I follow him too. Yeah, I love his channel, man. Hey, thanks for coming out, dude. I'm actually really surprised you're here on my little channel, but thanks for coming out.
Sweet, man.
Great vintage videos he puts out.
Oh yeah. No, I like his I like a lot of his like just random videos, like the chat videos and stuff like that. And he does this like kind of like the weird history of toys, which is really cool. So Rob, do you have anything for us to look at?
Man, I got so
I'm really loving your
what's that?
Sorry, I'm really loving we were loving your Three Ninjas kickback poster behind you there.
Oh, totally right. I love it, man. No, I don't really. I buy so many toys. I don't have anything really at my hands, but I do have something crazy from the '80s, officially licensed. Not as cool as Mighty Car, but it's look at this. It's officially licensed Snoopy.
Mr. T Snoop.
Mr. T. So I mean, this goes back to like they were just mashing up anything back then. They could just do whatever, but
That's just printing money back in the day.
That's awesome.
pretty much.
I imagine my mother-in-law had that. Big
Yeah.
Snoopy fan. Yeah, I'm sure she would have bought that.
Absolutely. So, all right. So I guess we're to me. So the line we talked earlier about G.I. Joe Classified. So I had these two lines. I'm like, either I'm doing G.I. Joe or I'm doing this line. So the line that I picked was Gargoyles.
Yes.
So this Hudson figure is killer. I love it so much. Like I like the other figures too, but this one he's got like just a detail. The only like kind of crappy thing about these figures is trying to display them on a shelf. Like you've got to buy the next figure in the line, I think, to get the draped.
Mhm.
Like if some customizer out there could come up with a frame with like a cloth goods wings, they could make a fortune. But I think my favorite one in the line is this guy here, Bronx.
Wow.
Those are killer.
Cool.
Those are great.
And that was always like such like even for its time and like years late. I didn't realize it when I was a kid necessarily, but Gargoyles was a dark cartoon for Disney. When I found out Disney made it, I was like, really? Because there's an episode I watched the other day where the one is he's a cyborg, but he's clearly a human head with like a laser eye. The one gargoyle just runs up and like grabs his head and like just crushes it. I was like, really? That's a Disney thing? Like they're crushing heads now? So like they went from crushing heads to the sequel trilogy. So I'm not sure if they're like working things out properly over there right now. So
They were supposed to do a movie, no? They got to do a movie, man.
That'd be good.
I think there's a new comic book series. I keep seeing people posting it online. Like, and it looks killer. I don't know. The art looks awesome, but yeah.
Are you going to do a world for them? Or are you going to do like a little?
Oh, maybe when I get a bunch of them. Like right now, I've got like I think when I've got my big massive Star Wars sci-fi universe thing. I've got the Marvel Legends world. I'm working on my Masters of the Universe world right now. So I'm kind of revamping that and doing some customs. I actually did this for it. If I can show you guys, I'll get this thing out. I did a custom Horde Raider.
That's awesome. I saw you post
Yeah,
that. Great,
that's
man.
wicked.
That turned out good.
So I made it so yeah, you can still shoot the little So
That's
yeah, you
rad.
can still hook the. But yeah, I always wondered why they just didn't like. Obviously, the Horde had like their own vehicles and stuff like that, but that was just one of those ones like that you can transfer it over like any of those generic vehicles. Like I just assume in Eternia somewhere there's a factory that makes like Wind Raiders and another one that does this. It's like Ford and Chevy, right? So
Yeah, this guy over there.
yeah, so yeah, guys, we're pushing an hour here, so we're probably going to wrap it up here. I want to thank you guys again for coming on a live stream tonight. We've had a lot of fun, and yeah, it's my first live stream, so that kind of helped me out having other people around. I was on Toy Dominations last week, but it's kind of different when you got to run the control room. But yeah, thanks again, guys, for coming out. We'll definitely have you back on again sometime, and thanks for tuning in at home, and we will check you later. Has anybody got anything to say before we sign off here?
I just say thanks to Gray Cloudy Day. Subscribe to my channel. So that's awesome. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Awesome.
And I
awesome.
really enjoyed this, guys. It's my first time on a live, so I really enjoyed it. And hopefully you guys will have me back.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, it was good talking toys with you guys. I'll have to get down to Rob's shop and spend some more money sometime. And I'm holding your Rumble hostage, Scott. Still got him.
You gotta get him to see it, man.
Package. Ooh.
I need that too.
Open.
Oh yeah,
Open
he
it.
was.
They're hitting
Open it
stores
live.
now here.
Yeah, I think I got the Spike Witwicky one for $13 on Amazon today. So if you guys need that one, it's on sale today. So But without further ado, I guess we're all done here for the night. Thanks for everybody that tuned in tonight, and this will definitely not be our last live stream. So take it easy.
See you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.